I say, you're playing with my mind, woman. You're playing with my mind, woman. Always accusing me of doing wrong. Well, I can see your lights on, woman, but I can't see nobody home. Now here come my mother-in-law. It's the same every day. Ever since we've been married, baby. She's trying to drive me away. Now you're still accusing me. Accusing me of doing wrong. Well, I can see your lights on, baby, but I can't see nobody home.
Okay. What is good, y'all? Let me check audio. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. It just wouldn't be right if we didn't close out the Super Community 06 shows with the song that we've been playing. Let's go. All right. Welcome to I don't know how many Super Community shows, but we have a lot. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we're good here. I think we're good to go. Let's see. Okay.
Give it to me.
Boom. There we go.
Give it to me.
Okay, comments should be open. Dan. Okay, we are live.
Hey, what your friends all say is fine, but
Pum,
it
pum,
can't
pum, pum.
compete with this pillow talk of mine. This pillow talk of mine.
Come on, dog.
I'm pleading to you. Hey, baby, let me see. You got me begging, boy, I'm down on my knees.
Check, check.
I'm pleading to you. I have no regrets. You have nothing to fear.
Check, check 1. Check, check 2.
I will be your first. Your last. I am everything that you
So
need.
this is
Tonight.
our last Super Community 06 show.
Let's talk.
He ain't kidding me. Ah, you can actually hear my voice over the music. How about that?
Hey baby, let me try. I wanna be the one to give joy. What your friends all say is fine. You can't compete with this pillow talk of mine. This pillow talk of mine.
Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome. We got everything situated here. Welcome to the last. It was like yesterday. It was like yesterday. We just started doing these shows.
I'll give it to you.
And now, I don't know, 17, 18 shows later. We'll count them off.
I don't care.
Let's go take a walk around.
You need me.
Audio sounds good. Everything sounds good out there. What's good?
Can't resist.
Here we are. Super Community 6 closing up. The last show of all the community shows. Oibel, featured artist. You can check out his show. Oibel 1.
Stay.
So many shows. Such a good time. So many artists. We had Paladin Punks. We had Marika on with Moon Mars Project. Inner Circle. Big shout out to NSOC and Chili over at Inner Circle. Great show. That's one. That was one in the history books. This was one of the first ones.
Give it to me.
Street Cat and Mine. This is Shira. Shira's little graphics. She's the one who lays out all of the super community. She's the one that curates it and designs it. Great job, Shira, on Super Community 6. Chap Global. We did it. We did a show with him. That's two. That's two in the books. Global Digital Pride, we did not get to do a show with. They chose not to participate in the shows. Choice also did not participate in the show. Art Glow. We did not do a show with Art Glow as well.
I'm bleeding to you.
Can NFT Club. That was one of the first ones. That's 3 right there.
Hey, baby, let me see. You got me
23 artists with Sven. Well, let's go back. Can Nightclub. Can NFT Club with Viorica and Jackie and Viorica. Had a minute of rain right there, but Jackie and Viorica's little Can NFT Club doing very well. Was that 4? That was 4. I think that was 4. Or was that 3? I can't remember. Now I already lost count. 23 artists with Sven and company. I believe that was 4. Silent Exhibition. Silent Exhibition stayed silent.
That would be your first.
Ever. Also, hey, so the Hour Power Community, the very first show. This was the very first show we ever did. Let's hear it for all the artists that were a part of this. There we go. Let's shake it up. Let's go. Here we go.
You're gonna get it tonight.
We dancing here, buddy. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. MIDI pumps. I think these guys might do a community show, but that's going to be on the side. And then, of course, big shout out to Wolfgang, who designed this, but also did a great job designing the Moon Mars project. Yeah, the Moon Mars Museum, I should say. All right, so let's see. 1. Two. Three. 4. 5. Okay, the 5. The 5 shows up here. Yeah. 5 shows. Let's go. See for a little guy. 5 shows. So shout out to all these guys who made this incredibly amazing little experience. All right, here we go. One Love Art DAO. 6. Let's see. The Vortex. With those guys. 7. Vortex. That was Johanna. One Love Art DAO with Jennifer Pepper. Women in Tech. With Museum.
I don't care. I don't care what they say.
Galleria.
Need me. You want me.
Hang on, I think we have our
You can't
artists
resist.
checking in. Yes, we do. I'm gonna just mute you first. There we go. Okay, hello, Fer. I put you on mute just for a second. That's all. Let me.
Up for an adventure?
Always.
Let's see. There we go.
What is this place?
There we
You
go.
made it. What's up, cuz?
You were the last
Right
to
here.
see the president alive.
Welcome to the pit.
Light them up now!
Let's
A
see.
crew of pirates is coming.
There we go. All right, guys. This is the show for today. This is the community for today for Caggiano. And we will see you in a few. All right. We'll be back. My titles are all messed up right now. There we go. Are you all set to go? We're all set to go. Okay. Okay, where is Fer? Fer, you all ready to go?
I am.
Okay. let's get started.
You know it's a shame when a woman spends all her time alone. When I am perfectly willing to give her everything she needs. I don't care about her past. I don't care what she's been
Netta, I
through.
lost you. You gotta come back.
I just wanna fill one night with good love, baby. That's all I wanna do. So, baby, if you got that feeling,
Let's see if this works.
I wanna give you
Okay,
that
we got Netta.
midnight healing. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Just turn the lights down low.
Mute Netta.
Come right on over here to me.
Okay.
I know you don't want no commitments, baby. I just wanna set your body free. And I don't care what's going on in the night outside my door. I just wanna get your head right, baby. Give you all the love I got for sure. So, baby, if you've got that feeling, you know I wanna give you that midnight healing. Oh, I just wanna make love to you all night long.
Let's see if this works.
Midnight healing, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, we're good here. Everything's good. I think we're good. Everything's good. Excellent. All right, let's get started. Let's see. Let's see if we handled the glare. On the last show, let's see if we figured out the glare problem. I know, Sketch is probably standing by idle to see if we handled. Oh, come on. I still got it. Oh, all right. Let's see. Yeah, we should be all right. Let's see. Okay. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the show. Hang on. I'm just doing a little testing with this. Apparently, we have a glare problem in the back. Oh, I should put the other camera on. Hang on. That's this way so you could see me. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good. Now you got me. Okay. What's up, y'all? Welcome to another community show. Come on. How are we looking? This should be better. I'll tell you. Let's bring up X, make sure everything's good. Let's do a sound check. And then we're going to begin. Okay, there we go. X, let's pin post. Let's see. Come on, come on. It shouldn't be this bad. It should be better than this. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Hour of Power. It's a community show. I was just curious. I did a little work on this in this background. I'm just curious, but I think the light is just too strong. I think that's the problem. All right. No, not bad. It's better. I think it's better. Okay, let's get started. Welcome to the Hour of Power. I'd like to welcome everybody. Today, community show. Like always, we have a lot to get through today. We have Fer Cagliano with us and their community as well. And so just letting everybody know that we have, I think we've done 18, maybe 19. I could be miscounting. Somewhere there, 18, 19 shows. This is going to be our last community show for Super Community 06. I don't necessarily know if it'll be our last community show, but it will be our last community representing the Super Community Gallery, Super Community 06, linked by art, linked by love. You can check out all of the community shows over on YouTube, also on X, but a little bit more difficult to find. So without further ado, I don't want to waste any time. We have a show with a lot of different things going on today. We have videos and text to read and all sorts of stuff. But let me first bring up the community manager and leader. We got her? Okay, we do. All right, hang on, Fer. Hang on. Don't say nothing yet. Let me get up everything. Okay, there we go. Okay, Fer, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Welcome to HOP. Welcome to the Hour of Power. Your community is under the spotlight this Wednesday. So without further ado, I want to welcome you to HOP. And why don't we start off with maybe you give us a brief introduction to you, a little bit of history maybe behind everything that is going on with you and your community, and we'll pick it up from there. So why don't you start us off? Go ahead, Fer.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate that, and I appreciate also Linked by Art to have all the super community events because they are really, really amazing. I've been part of several of them, and this one specifically I really like because love is a thing that people say, you know, like you hate people for no reason. I think we should love people for no reason. So I was very happy to curate for this one as well. So a little bit about myself. I am Brazilian born, US and Brazilian citizen, but I have recently relocated to Brazil. I was living in the States for the past 8, maybe 10 years. Oh, I don't know, like 2016. That's when I moved last time. I've been in and out of the country several times. And I became a full-time artist 25 years ago. So a lot of people know me as a community leader. Some people know me as a collector. And mostly the people who are closest to me know that I'm actually an artist, which is my main focus. But I do curation because I love it. I've been doing that for 20 years. And it's just something that I do from my heart. I started curating for my teacher at art school. Like I was the monitor of his class at the Art Students League. And I was the only student he allowed to help curate the show. So it was an honor. And I've been hooked to that ever since. I just love putting art together and telling a story through, you know, how you walk through a collection. And I think curation is a very important job when you want people to understand the art. Anything that I should have said that I left out, just ask.
Okay. So question I always ask community leaders, which always seems to fascinate me, is you are an artist, which tends to take enough time to begin with. And then you kind of chose to, you know, I would imagine running and just, you know, through speaking through a lot of communities. Running community takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. And what was the inspiration? Why did you feel that you needed to create this community?
It's funny because people don't believe when I say this, but I'm an introvert. I have a hard time being with a crowd. I hide. I'm currently living in a ranch. It's really isolated. I drive 40 minutes to take my son to school, and I like peace and quiet. But for some reason, I always end up in a leadership position. I'm not sure if it's because of my background, because I have a marketing degree, and I've done a lot of marketing since, I started working when I was 15. So I have a very business-driven mind. And every now and then, my friends just ask me, and they say, would you mind helping us? And, putting something together. And I've always found it easier to promote other people than to promote myself. Even so that, a lot of people don't even know that I'm an artist, because I'm always pushing other people and not myself. So it's something that I have done because I've loved it. And it just happened to come together. On early days of NFT Twitterville, I would join, all the spaces and start participating on things. And before I knew it, I was running the NFT Painters community, which was the first community that I got involved with in 2021, because we realized that the photographers were very well organized, but there was no group for painters. And I started running Twitter spaces just because I wanted to participate. So I hosted one for women every week to support women, because it is hard for us as women to be in a tech-driven space. We're not heard so much. We get mansplained a lot. We start speaking on spaces, they cut us out. It is a sad truth, but it does happen. And so I had spaces for women, and I had spaces for NFT painters, and I supported a lot of artists to get onboarded. And we would host from technical point of view, how we would get people onboarded to, techniques and how to photograph your art to make it digital. So that started in 2021 and just kept evolving into more professional ways of curating and supporting the community. So that's, I'm trying to keep it short so I don't take everyone's time.
Interesting, because you mentioned marketing, and I feel like artists have a little bit of a difficult time when it comes to marketing themselves, especially now with social media and the way everything is evolving. An artist has to be their own marketer, and now it's you're seeing that proven because you've seen so many great artists come out of the woodwork and really do very well on social media, because they've recognized that social media gives them the advantage to market themselves a little bit different than from the past, where before social media it was more about knocking on doors and networking, meeting the right people. Now it's more global. You have the opportunity to reach out globally, or everywhere now. And art has just exploded everywhere, especially now with screens and the evolution of LED screens and phones, and just there's just so many different places to be able to curate art. Now, you have mentioned as well. Not only an artist, and this is a good question, not only an artist, a mother, a community leader, you also do curation. How do you find time to fit it all in?
I barely sleep. It is horrible. I do not recommend it to anyone. First of all, I did not choose to be a single mom. That happened, and we just managed. I did not choose to be an artist. My career of choice was marketing, but then I got married to an Australian, and we moved to the States back in 2000, and I couldn't work. So I went to do what I was passionate about. So I have to say that we just do it. It's not like, I have planned, I'm going to make all of this and it's an insane amount of work, but, I just want to do it. Life just pushes me in a direction, and I just manage. And so, yeah, between being a mom full-time, just, I'm the only parent here. I am the household provider. I have to cook, I have to clean. I put galleries together because I love it. I usually do that at night after my son goes to bed, and I spend a long time. Like I put a call for art. I've curated over 50 galleries online. I have, I think, about 40 on Cyber and over 10 on Spatial. And I'm just, constantly doing those things because I think my mind just doesn't stop. And that's why I keep doing it. I just can't rest. But my focus this year, I moved to Brazil and I'm surrounded by nature. So I'm hoping to take a better pace and be in a healthier, routine. Let's see how that goes.
Well, I've often said that the best way to find yourself is meditation and quiet, right? Sort of get the voices out of your head, get the noise and distractions away from you. And then, once everything becomes very silent, you have the ability to think. Sometimes you need the ability to think, to push forward. If you do not find the answers that you're looking for because just life is too noisy, it can get quite frustrating. At least, and that happens in the way I feel it happens for me. Also being an artist, but, sometimes I get so caught up in the shows, I get a little frustrated because I can't get to my own art. So, I immediately go into a silent mode where it gives me the ability to think and figure out my next moves. A little bit about your community, and I'm also curious to speak about your curation a little bit, but a little more focus on the community. What has, maybe you could talk a little bit about the accomplishments that your community, I mean, you mentioned about the how you've curated a lot of different online galleries, and I'd love to know the passion behind that, where that came from. But also, maybe you could speak about a little bit about the accomplishments that have taken place, the things that you focused on mainly, any events that might have happened. Well, let's take it one question at a time.
Okay, it's funny that I don't usually measure accomplishments, but recently I had a friend of mine asked me to put together a page about my curation because of a job opportunity. And he said, like, people like numbers, they like to have measurements. And I was like, okay, how do I put this together? So I actually put on my website, I tried to do like some, looking back, and that's why I know I curated over 50 galleries because I was counting. But let's say, in the beginning, when I was doing the NFT painters, which was the first community that I led, and I put together a gallery for the NFT painters. We had our own building at OM. I don't know if you're familiar with OM, the Open Metaverse.
No.
It's by, I'm dyslexic with numbers, so, the Punk 25, 50, no, 15, I don't know, like the big guy, like he's the one with the memes. So he has an open metaverse, which is absolutely amazing. And they created all this space where you have the buildings and you have galleries inside the buildings and all of this. The first space that I got in there was for the NFT painters, but then I got involved with the NFT goddesses, which I'm not one of the organizers, but I help them, like select stuff. And I'm just supporting that community because I love them. And then I helped also with, I think there was a Brazilian community and another two. I don't know, like it just keeps coming to me and people ask for my help because I do this a lot and it seems to be easier for me than to some other people. So anyway, it started with the Open Metaverse, which I think is a great accomplishment to be in one of the leading spaces for us who are NFT artists into the, into prominent locations. So I was very happy with that. And then I started doing curated galleries. And at one point, I decided that it was nice to host an event virtually every week. So for the NFT painters, we would get together every week. We would do like live streaming and people would come in and they would interview the artists. And I actually generated sales. I don't remember how many, but because I'm well connected, I would invite my collector friends and they would come into the gallery, and I got sales for a lot of people, not so many for myself, but a lot of people got sales. I had one live auction happening in one of the galleries at one point. It was really cool. We had a competition of best costume. It was over Halloween, and we had like virtual costumes. So I've done all those things to drive traffic, and those generated sales, not outrageous amount of sales, but it did generate sales. The foundation world that I have for Brazil, again, was not something that I planned. My Brazilian friend said, "Will you put this together?" I was like, "Okay, let's do it." We had 1.66 ETH in sales. And the first collector was Cosimo de Medici, which I'm super happy about. And then we have like, I think 6 collectors. I'm among them. Like I can't help myself. I keep buying art when I should be, paying rent. But anyway, so I've generated sales for people. I can't measure all of them from my threads. I think I was one of the first people who did this. I don't know if you remember. People would do call for arts and then do spotlight threads. It wasn't very popular, but I started doing them in 2021. I would take my Mondays and spend all day reading the thread, selecting artwork, and then putting together my favorites. And I would put a link for the whole thread. And I not only got sales for a lot of artists on those, I had one of my collector friends buy an iPad for this guy because he learned that he was painting on his phone. So it was, I don't know, it's just random things. I can't put the accomplishments so well together, but I have to say I'm very proud of what we've done so far.
You mentioned that you were an artist for 25 years, and that was way before crypto, way before social media, and way before the internet, NFTs, and everything else that's taking place right now, that the metaverses. I have a quick question before I continue this. What metaverse what metaverse do you find to be the one that you enjoy working in the most?
I have a dog here saying hello. I'm not sure. Like metaverse, we have a lot of different concepts, but I've only been involved with like the open metaverse, which is something I like. I tried to get into voxels and a couple of other things, but I never really enjoyed them. I found them confusing. So I like galleries, virtual galleries. They're not considered metaverses, but because you don't actually go and walk around, but there are some on Spatial that are run by some people. Like there is like one for art. There's a few things, but I'm not involved in any of the metaverses specifically. I just really love virtual galleries because you put them there. You don't have to change the curation. You keep the gallery that you curated for a thing as a file. It is a link, and you can create another one based on the same gallery. So it's so much easier than curating physical exhibitions. Wow. Those were tough.
That's where I was headed, but I was just curious about your thoughts on what platform you enjoyed working on the most. Some people use on cyber, spatial. I believe someone mentioned yesterday about the Natrix. I'm not sure if you heard about that. There seems to be a lot of different metaverse platforms out there. But I don't want to get too far off topic. Being an artist for over 25 years, and obviously established way before this, I'm going to assume that you've had some sort of gallery experience, real life gallery experience, or possibly have you ever curated? I think you have, just judging from the way you're speaking and talking about physical pieces. But have you had experience curating real life galleries?
Yes, I've been exhibiting ever since I started as a full-time artist. I started in New York, and I've been involved with galleries ever since. I actually ran a gallery for a couple of years in Charleston, South Carolina. I was one of the co-owners. It was owned by 8 artists, and I was the marketing manager for the gallery. And I also have been in museum exhibitions, including a solo exhibition in a museum. They didn't allow me to curate the show as how they hung the art, but I created the whole 42 pieces exhibition. So like however they decided to hang wasn't much of a big deal because the actual body of work was a whole setup that I designed. I actually chose the museum that I wanted to hang, and I bugged them for 2 years. And eventually they said, like, you have a spot. And I launched in March in the middle of the pandemic. And it was the most visited exhibition of that year. So it was very good. And I've been hanging shows for 25 years. Not that I've curated professionally on physical galleries, but I've been involved in a lot of them. Like even just by running that gallery, we managed over 30, probably 40 something artists. It was a large gallery. And whenever we rotated the art, I was always present to help artists hang their work. And I've always been helping everyone curate, but I wasn't necessarily officially the curator of their exhibitions. But yes, I've got plenty of expertise in hanging physical exhibitions.
So here's my question, which I think is huge, right? Because you've seen the transition from physical to digital. You've also transitioned from physical to digital. Not saying that you're fully digital, just saying that you've made the transition of curation from physical to digital. And I would imagine, right, that these are two completely different worlds, not too different, but not too similar as well. So from your experience, I gotta be honest, I'm forecasting an HOP spotlight show for you, because I think there's a lot of great information, and not only as an artist, but as to be able to really bring a lot of knowledge to people. But building this community. What are the differences when it comes to in real life, and then, or I should say, what were some of the biggest differences or hurdles as building a community and bringing it together in the digital world, from the in real life curations? Did you, maybe you could speak about some of those, I don't want to say difficulties, but, just adjustments maybe?
Yeah, the process is completely different. So let's say you decide to curate something physically. First of all, you have to curate physical artworks, and most likely you're going to do with your local community. So I was in one of the local shows in South Carolina. There was the Piccolo Spoleto Festival. It's a show that they curate artists for that show, and then everyone sets up tents for 17 days. We stay in the park, and it's a full day exhibition for 17 days straight. So to curate that show, they have artists send, of course, they send the files digitally, and people look at the files and they say, okay, like you're curated for this show or this or that. But then the logistics are very different because people have to bring the artwork. You have to organize everything like a physical event. And I've been into events as well. Part of my early days, I was in events. And it is really, really complicated to move pieces. You have to ensure everything. There is like damage that can happen. There's like so much to take into account when you're doing something physically. And then when you move towards digital, there are things that are easier, but there are also other difficulties. So for instance, when you're curating for a digital event, which is beautiful. It can be globally. You ask people to send the files, they send the information, you select everything, and then you go, okay, this is the pack of people I'm going to have on this show, and then you represent those people, but you have never met them in person. You have no idea if they're a fake or not. I have bought art from artists that were copying. Like I got this artist that I supported. I really believed in him, and it turns out that he was copying photography from a famous Fuji awarded artist. And I was heartbroken when I heard that because I thought I knew him, but digitally, you don't really know those people, like you don't even see their faces. I make sure that I show up. I'm always sharing selfies. I go into events, people stop me because they recognize me. I'm present and I'm not afraid to show my face. It's like I worked really hard as an artist in real life to have a presence. And for me, it's beyond comprehension that people don't show, don't show who they are. You know, it's really, really strange. But so this is one of the difficulties that you have digitally, but it's so much easier when it comes to hanging artwork. You know, like you put something there, there's no problem if, you know, like you put the nail a little bit off, you know, you just move the art. And then you can put everything like so much easier to hang, so much easier to change, so much easier to connect people globally. You know, the fact that you can get an artist from Asia to be collected by someone in Europe is just brilliant. I love this. So the connection that happens globally with all the exchange on the cultural aspect, and it's just amazing. I love this part.
Very interesting. I wanna talk more. We're running out of time here. We have 6 artists that we have to showcase. We have their art. We have some videos that the artists have sent in, and so we have to start getting that all together. Fer, what are we looking at? We got about 2 minutes. The community that you run, and we'll talk about this briefly, but then we'll come back towards the end of the show. I know we have a few links. We have a website. I want to talk about a little bit of that before we close out, and I would prefer to show it at the end of the show. So I think right now would be a good moment to ask you, is this community open for everyone? How can they find the community? If they're more, they want, if they, more interest in, learning or joining, how do they go about finding you and finding the community?
Okay. First, I have to say that I don't have a formal community at this point. It is my job as a curator, and they're very random at the moment. I have run communities professionally, and I've had them as, like part of a closed group where people get curated in. But right now, what I do, I put call for arts, and then I make a thread, and I allow people to put their information. Then I'll contact them if I have the opportunity. So I curate it specifically for events and opportunities. Because of my recent move, I haven't had the opportunity to put a new gallery together. But I always find, like, for instance, like Women's Day, every year I have put a gallery together, except this year, and I just feel horrible. I miss this year, but I'm always doing that. So I ask people to never DM me, because I get overwhelmed with those, direct messages, and I don't like those. But, be on the lookout, because I'm always calling for art. And some people have asked me to do this professionally and have like a specific, like a website, and put together a group to support the artists. And I am considering, I haven't done that yet, but let's see what happens this month.
Okay. Fer, I'm going to click over now. I'm going to start working. I know we have artist profiles. I have where are my graphics? Come on. Yes. Okay. Perfect. I know we have videos from all the curated artists and the artworks. I want to get to that right now. I know we have about 6 artists that we have to get through. So I would like to begin that right now. I believe I have the audio track from AKA Foley, and also his artwork. So what I would like to do, because I believe we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artists that we have videos and that we're speaking for. And then we have Netta also with us live. So maybe what we can do is, this is what I'm thinking. Maybe we could bring Netta up first, because I know we have Netta on live. Well, yeah, no, that's fine. I'll start with I want to stay on the schedule. I'm going to bring up AKA Foley. I'm going to play, I believe he sent us an audio track. I want to bring up his art. And then maybe when I am through with that, we could speak a little bit about why the work of art caught your attention. And we could probably do that for all these artists. And then Nettle will come on next. And then we have 4 artists that we all have videos and artworks for that we will need to discuss. And then I'm thinking at the end of the show, we could come back. We could show off your website, any links that you would like to show anybody, the best way to reach out to you. But how about we get that going right now?
Okay.
All right. Okay. Give me 1 second to, let's see. I'm going to bring this back. Okay. All right, guys. So our first artist up at AKA Foley. He was not able to make it with us, but what I'm going to do right now is move over to the computer. And I am going to, I'm going to bring up his files and his audio track. Give me a second while I get all this together. Okay. AKA Foley. Right, here we go. Excellent. So let's bring this up. Okay. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to shrink this. Let's move this over here. Bring this back. Home. Okay, I'm going to bring up his page, AKA. Oh, I have it up. What am I doing? Where are you? There we are. Okay, let's bring this up over here. Okay. I'm going to bring this over here. This is his work art here. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, perfect. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to switch the screens. I'm going to switch the screens here. Oh, no, wrong screen. Okay, there we go. And then, no, there we go. Okay. So this is Endless Love from AKA Foley. I believe we have a audio track from him. Let me find the audio track real quick. I don't know where audio. Where is the audio track? Okay. Did it not download? Okay. There we go. Okay, there it is. Why did you not download? Okay. We have an audio track from AKA Foley. He sent us an audio, so we're going to play his audio right now. You can see his X page right here. This is his X page. This is his work of art that was curated for Linked by Love, Linked by Art, Endless Love. And let's play his track.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is AKA Foley. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you in person today. Unfortunately, I had a professional conflict that I had to attend to, but I really, really appreciate this opportunity. Very thankful for the Linked by Art community, the Super community, and for Fer, Sketchlight, and everyone else that's involved in putting this awesome event together. I'm really honored to be a part of it, and I just appreciate it, so thank you. A little bit about myself. So my real name isn't Foley, but it is a nickname that I've had for a long time, and there's a whole story that goes behind it. And so, maybe I'll share that story someday. But, anyone who knows me in real life really well or in Web3 social media, please call me Foley. I am not a professional photographer by trade. I joined the Web3 and crypto space about 3.5 years ago. Like many of you have been around for a few years. I'm a professional negotiator in my real life. So, I go to work every day. I work with a very large corporation. I use my brain to crunch numbers, and I've always just had a love and appreciation for art and for beautiful things. And as part of my own personal journey of reflection and self-discovery, I found my way to really thinking and caring about things that moved me, that were inspirational. And when I started to dive into NFTs and Web3 3 years ago, it really captivated me, and it unlocked a portion of my brain, and maybe it sounds cliche, my soul, that was kind of hidden away on a day-to-day basis from the hustle and bustle of everyday life and the stress that we all have, with things going on around us in the world, our stressful lives, money situations, etc. And so it was just a really big release for me, and so that's what I wanted to do with my art and with my photography. So most of what I have minted on any exchange is focused on photography. I did do a little bit of AI work and digital artwork when I first was in the space. I'll still leave it open to be able to do that in the future, but my main focus is to continue to create my photography and push my own limits. And so the way I describe it and the way I describe my style as a photographer is really kind of ties into my own personal journey, and that is this world that we live in every day that surrounds us is such a beautiful place. There's so many striking moments that if you're just walking around and not paying attention, you would probably miss them. They're in the corners of the world. They're hidden in a reflection of a piece of water. They're a moment when the sun goes up or the sun goes down. When an angle of light hits a building just right, and then either covers or it reveals something that's truly beautiful. And so my whole concept on photography is really trying to capture things that are honestly kind of boring, but trying to capture them in a very extraordinary way. And so kind of a long-winded way of saying, don't take things for granted that are around you. If you're having a really bad day or a stressful time, take that moment to just take a deep breath. You always hear the cliche, hey, go touch some grass, but I really believe that there's some value in being able to unplug from this connected world that we're in, whether it's art or jobs, family, social media, friends, etc., and just really appreciate the good things that we have. It doesn't make the bad things go away. It doesn't make the stress go away, but I think it does help appreciate this journey that we're all on, and that's something that I'm really big on and really passionate about. And so I'll continue to try to capture those moments and kind of expand my my subject matter. Most of my photography is centered around nature and maybe buildings and people, but nature is still the backdrop of it. And so I do look to kind of expand more into everyday people, architecture, buildings, skylines, etc., as I go forward. So that'll be kind of the next phase of my journey. I think that the second question you had was around the piece that I created. This piece that was displayed is called Endless Love. In this love theme, I thought it was really appropriate, and again, I really appreciate being selected. I picked this piece for this, and I took the piece originally because it was a moment. We were actually just walking on the beach, preparing for a day in the sand. My family and I were on vacation. The couple in the photograph, I don't know them, but they were walking maybe a quarter of a mile ahead of me. And I think if for any of you that have been in a long-term relationship of any sort, it's very rewarding, but it's also very demanding. And so you become very close to your significant other in a way that it's sort of a one of a kind thing, but there's a lot of stress that comes along with it. You know, you're still two people. You have different opinions. You have, you know, different fears, different motivations, and you really get to learn a lot about another person. And, you know, as I go around the world, you know, and, you know, even just something as simple as a restaurant, and, you know, I'll observe. I'm very observant by nature, you know, and I'll look at other couples, and, you know, you can right away tell who's happy, who's unhappy, who's stressed out. And, like, to me, to have this special person that you found in your life, and to, like, sit across the table from them and not pay attention, or both be looking at your phones, or both just be staring off somewhere else, like, it's just a really sad thing for me. And I fight against that all the time in my own relationship, and always trying to look at ways to make things better. But, you know, when I saw this couple who, I think you can tell by the picture, they were an older couple. My assumption is they had been together for a long time. That may be true or not, but that was the story that I told myself. And it was just a really beautiful moment for me to see, you know, these people that they've definitely been through a lot in their own lives. Assumption is they've been through a lot together. And here they are, really just taking in this beautiful scene of the early morning, walking toward the ocean and holding hands. And it just really warmed my heart. And, you know, this was a phone shot. I grabbed my phone and I was like, I just have to capture this moment. And, you know, as part of my own journey, and maybe part of their journey as well. I later in the day tried to track them down. Unfortunately, I couldn't find them because I wanted to share that photo with them. So, you know, we had to get set up and stuff. And I feel that's a regret I have, is that, you know, that I missed them. I'm hoping, and I think it's a really, really long shot, right, that someday somebody who knows them will be able to recognize them, and the fact that it's minted on the blockchain, well, somehow it'll make its way back to them. You know, that's maybe the hopeless romantic side of me, but again, I don't expect that to happen, but it'd be really freaking cool if it did someday. So that's a little bit about the piece. And, you know, I think best place to find me was the last question. Obviously, I spend most of my time on X, formerly Twitter. AKA Foley is my handle. I have a website as well, akafoley.com. All of my portfolio is out there. The website's somewhat under construction, but I did just recently redo my portfolio page that has current links to all of my different sites. I primarily have been on minted on Polygon, on Tezos. So Polygon was OpenSea, Tezos is Object, and early on I had a bunch of ETH pieces. Those were primarily on Foundation, and then I had some additions of ETH that were on Known Origin when that used to exist. So you can still find some of those on OpenSea, and one of my rainy day projects is to somehow figure out how to curate those all into one spot, so that that anybody could see them easily, because right now they're just kind of scattered through my OpenSea page. If anyone has any advice on the best way to take unsold Known Origin pieces and put them together without, you know, burning them and reminting them, I would love that feedback. So that's where you can find me. Again, X is probably the best place if you have questions. Couldn't be more thankful to be a part of this. You know, just the overall opportunity, and really honored to be up next to some really incredible artists that, you know, very humbled to be in this same spot with some of you who I know there are probably several of you who are full-time artists and do this as your career. And so, you know, for me to be recognized and to be able to be there next to you, it's just, I don't know, I said humbled, I said honored. It's tough to put words around it, because it's a very surreal thing for me, and I don't take it lightly. And again, just super appreciative. So again, I thank you for the time, the stage, the forum, the opportunity. You know, I'll say a few last things in terms of being inspirational.
Okay, guys, real quick, before we hear from him, I just want to point out this is his X page right here. This is where you can find him on X at AKA Foley. Also, this is his website that he was mentioning, akafoley.com. Just go to akafoley.com. This is his main page, and then you can go from here. Also on his X, right, he has that link on his X, and then his Instagram as well, so that you could reach out to him if you want to find him on Instagram. This is his Instagram as well. So to close out, I know he has some inspirational words, and yeah, let's take it from there.
This place is tough. It's a grind to show up every day. I think many of you know I'm also a collector and, invested in many, many pieces of art and several projects. And, it's a tough space for all of us because you have to deal with the ebbs and flows. But I think that's part of what being a trailblazer and being early is all about. And so, I guess if you still love what you're doing here and you're passionate about it, my advice is don't give up. Maybe you have to recalibrate your expectations and make sure you're here for the right reasons. My advice to artists who are full-time is I think we're still a long way away from common artists making a living from Web3. So I would certainly implore you to continue to focus on other avenues of art if you can, or other professions to supplement your income while we wait. That would be my advice. And I think if you are already a Web 1, Web 2 real life artist, or that's something you thought about, to me, investment there can only make it better, because you can try to merge those worlds together, bring some of your collectors from the outside over here, bring some of your collectors inside over there. I'm a big fan of physical art. Unfortunately, I have a really small office, but someday I hope to have a really large space to show all the stuff that I've created and collected from others. And so, if you're struggling in Web3, my other piece of advice is get creative around how you can either sell or create gifts to your collectors in the form of physical. I think it really can help engage your community in a totally different way, and they can really appreciate it. I love the virtual galleries, but there's also just something different about holding that piece. So looks like I'm almost at 15 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If anyone has any questions, you know where to find me, and just thank you again to specifically to Fer and then everyone else who's involved in this curation. Greatly appreciate it. I wish everyone well, happiness, success, and ultimately, I hope you reach all your goals and everything that you're after. Peace out from Foley. Thank you.
Okay. So you guys just heard from AKA Foley. Hang on, let me get back to my main camera here. All right, vertical. Oops. Okay, let me get back to the main vertical here. Okay, all right. Okay, guys. So you just heard from AKA Foley. That was his work of art called Endless Love that he spoke about. Once again, give me 1 second while let me just bring up his. Okay, so like he said, on Instagram you can find them at AKA Foley AKA Foley FOLEY 20, and you can also find him on X at AKA Foley AKA FOLEY, and then he has a website as well. So plenty of places where you can reach out and contact him if you're interested to look at more of his art, possibly maybe a commission or a purchase. Okay, our next artist up is Netta. Netta is no foreigner to this show. This would be, I think, her third appearance on HOP. So I know she's feeling a little bit under the weather. However, we do have her, and I think we're gonna have her voice as well. So let me set everything up. Let me make sure we have her. Hang on one sec. Let me get her. Netta, are you out there?
Hello.
Okay, Netta, there you are. All right, hang on, Netta. Let me find you. Okay, there we go. Let me pin you up. Excellent. All right. Hey, Netta. But don't talk yet. Don't talk yet. Let me, because we're using your voice, I gotta change a couple things around. So let me bring up your art. 1 second. All right, there we go. Let me get your art up. There we go. Forest nymphs. Okay, let me bring this up. Let me bring this up next to you. I know you sent me a photo as well, so hang on. Oh, I had these as well. Okay, where is this photo? Let me go hunt this photo now, Netta. Hang on. Netta, where did you send the? Did you put it in the?
I DM'd it.
In the group?
No, your DM in Twitter.
Oh, okay. It's my direct DM. Okay, hang on 1 second. Netta, where are you, Netta? Talia. How come I don't have a message from you? Okay. What we'll do is let's bring up your page instead. I don't know why I don't see the message from you. Let's see. Some other messages. We do have it. Okay, I got it. I have it. Okay. Let me get all these screens set right. And okay. Okay, everything's set up good. Let me bring you on. Okay. Okay, Netta, how you feeling? Say hello to everybody. Netta, you there?
Just did.
Oh, we're breaking up. Hang on, Netta. I think we're breaking up a little. Netta, I'm having some difficulty hearing you. I don't know if it's the connection.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good. You're there. How's it going, Netta?
Oh, hello. Beautiful day. Great to be here. Things happen. So this is my time as a guest on your show, and I'm delighted to be here.
Okay, Ned, I'm having some difficulty hearing you. I think you're experiencing some chop in and out. I'm not sure if it's a connection problem or you might want to come out and back in really quickly to the meeting. Hang on 1 second, guys. Okay. Hang on 1 second while we get Netta back. Okay, in the meantime, let me bring this over here so I can watch. Okay. Okay, so Netta is, I'll talk while we wait for her. Netta is like I said, she's been on the show 3 times already. And while we wait for her to reconnect to the meeting, Netta usually does an interview, but like I said, today she was feeling a little under the weather, so we're going to use her voice and her photo. And we are going to, come on, Netta, where are you? You know it's a live show, especially when there's live problems, guys. So just hang on. Be a little patient while we get Netta back. and then we will continue. Oh, where is she? Nothing yet. Mm-mm. Okay. Oh, wait. All right. Wait. Netta, you there?
Mm, yes, I had to change my connection.
Okay.
Okay, so
You sound much better now, Netta. Now I can hear you really well. Thank you.
so I hope you're all doing well. Once again, hello to you and to the lovely Fair. Thank you for having me for the third time on your show.
You're welcome, Netta. Netta, before we, let's see. Let me just check the time. Let me make sure. Okay, 11. We're going to start a little bit later. Okay. Netta, why don't we start off as regular? The drill. Why don't you give a brief introduction? Talk about yourself a little. Give everybody a little brief history. Then we'll bring up your work of art. But go ahead. Why don't you take it from there, Netta?
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Neda. I'm an Iranian artist. I'm based in Iran as well. My work generally focuses on the life stories of women in the Middle East. There is a reason for that because I grew up in England and then I had a reverse immigration to Iran from England when I was a child. So it was kind of a culture shock for me. So when I came back to Iran, I didn't speak the language. I wasn't very familiar with much of it. So I had to learn to be an Iranian. So, and when you grow up, you have culture shock, religious shock, every kind of thing. So I had to kind of take refuge in being an artist to find myself. And that wasn't easy either because I used to study another topic, physics in university, and I had to fight to become an artist. And my family, in these countries, they say that if you're smart, you have to become an engineer or a doctor or a lawyer. And I always say, like, do you think Da Vinci was an idiot or something? You have to be smart to be an artist. So I studied painting. I've been painting for many, many years. I've been doing it professionally for over 20, meaning that for 20 years now, my source of income has mainly come from selling my work. And every time that I try to do something else, like teach and whatever, it didn't make me happy. Like I thought that I needed all my time to be a full-time artist. I joined the NFT space over 3 years ago. It was like flourishing then, and it was like everybody was making so much money and so much excitement. And but it was a hype, it was a hype because there were many factors that resulted in that. Now it's more like a very, I think, traditional art space. It's moving to that kind of way. You have to work harder, you have to be consistent, you have to make the connections more and more. What else? I'm a printmaker as well. I'm a painter. I'm also a printmaker and alternative printmaker. I've done workshops all around the world. And I'm also a curator. I've curated residencies and exhibitions. That's me, I suppose.
Okay. Netta, really quickly, why don't you speak a little bit more about some of your experience with the transition between the physical and the digital world? You've been painting for a very long time, and you've also experienced physicals, and now you're in the digital world as well. Maybe you could share a little, maybe some thoughts about the transition, or is it better to balance both? Or do you feel like maybe you should be all in on one world or all in on the other? Maybe you could just share some of your thoughts and experiences that you have, come across now, being both, part of both worlds.
I think that artists normally do a lot of things very well. Like, and then in different periods of time, they take refuge in one or two of the things that they do well. So for me, when I was creating, I've always done collages, even before I did them digitally. I had a tendency to make collages. So when I started making cyanotypes, I had to create the negatives digitally. So that helped me move into the digital world. This is before the NFTs. So before I joined the NFT world, I was making digital collages as uh, digital negatives for my cyanotypes. So when I moved into the NFT space, it didn't come like as something that was alien to me or it was far away from me. It was just something that I was doing, but now I had to put more time in it to do it. So for me, the transition wasn't hard. And I also don't think it takes anything away from being a painter as well, because all of the things that you do when you're painting, like you have to have an understanding of composition, an understanding of juxtaposition, an understanding of color, history, all the things that you do when you're painting, you're doing the same things digitally. It's just like you're using a different kind of brush. So for me it's enjoyable, but I don't know what it is for other people, how it is for other people. I don't find a difference between what I'm doing. It's like just changing what's in my hand. I don't know if that makes any kind of sense, but for me it's like that.
Uh,
So one day, probably not very far away, I might just say I want to take a break from digital art and just go back to painting. But for now, because the NFT scene is, I've been here for a long time in NFT years, not 3 years isn't a long time. And I have lots of friends, and every day I wake up and I want to know how they're doing. It's very strange to be connected with people that you've never met, but they are part of your uh, life and a part of your creative life. So for me, the transition was easy because I was doing it before, and it is everything about it is just like creating a painting. It's just like with a different kind of set of skills.
Okay. Very interesting. The art never stops, just a different set of tools or perhaps a different style or a medium. Netta, let's move over here and let's bring up your work of art for everyone to see. Give me 1 second, guys, while I re-rig everything real quick. I'm going to close this. And let's see, let's close that down. We have this open. Okay, now look at this. Doesn't get any smoother than that. Okay. Netta, I have your work, Forest Nymphs, up right now on the screen. And yeah, why don't you introduce us to the work of art and, maybe talk a little bit about how you created it and the meaning behind it and take it from there. Go ahead, Netta.
Well, this is one of the first works that I used that I used some AI in it. Like this is maybe actually this is the first work that I decided that in the layers that I would be making the collages, I would use some parts as AI, and it was a bit tricky for me because you want to keep the balance. You don't want somebody to look at it and point a finger and say, "Oh, this is AI, this is something else." And the way that I make collages is that I want it to be made like a quilt, but the final image, I wanted to just be as a whole and as a one. And I was a bit, I think, intimidated at the time what I was going to do. But the subject about it is about like balance. Of course, when you look at it, the naked women, it may seem like a bit like homosexual and stuff like that. But actually, it's about balance in life and love and nature and like how in our cultures and in history there have been beings that were and are not now, and the same might happen to us, like maybe in a couple of centuries there might not be any humans left, only animals and robots and stuff like that, and how there is always a balance that will remain. So that was a story about love and balance. And because there is, like, I don't know if you're familiar with the poet Maulana Rumi. You probably know him as Rumi. Like, he has a poem that says that at the beginning we were like stones, and then the next time we came to life, it was like as plants, and then we came to as animals, and then we came as humans, and then in the end we're more godlike. So this was about that as well, like the evolution of creation as well. But that is like the deeper meaning. Probably it won't show in the work, but that was what I was thinking about, like all balance and love and how it remains. Like all that should remain will remain through the balance. So that was the meaning behind the work.
Uh, what are your thoughts when it comes to AI and implementing AI into your work? Yeah, especially since you did mention that this is the first time you had implemented into your work. What are your, because there's such heated topics about AI. It's not art. It's not this. It's, a lot of times you speak to AI artists and they say the right things, that they feel it is more of a tool. But I was just curious about your thoughts on how you feel about using AI, especially in your artwork for the first time.
Well, at the time that I decided to do that, there was a lot of hate.
Right.
Like nowadays, like people are using it more, but this is like a couple of years ago, I think this work was made, and there was a lot of hate. And actually, the main reason that I decided to use AI was uh, when you want to make collages, you always have to be aware of the copyrights. So every image that I wanted to use, I had to worry if it's not my own photograph, if it's not my own painting, uh, even if it's a picture of an apple, who took it? Where is this coming from? What about the copyrights? Am I stealing from someone? But then here comes AI where I can, create what I want and have a conversation. Actually, it's like having a conversation with another creator, and you say, I want this, and it makes it, and then you say, now change it to this, and you come very close to what you want. And then because it's a collage, I already have something in my head that I want to do. So I take the bits and pieces and fragments from the AI, especially in this work, and then I match it with, actual pictures of other things. I'm very positive. I remember a time where using Photoshop was not, they said that this was not art. And now everybody's you. And before that, like a couple of centuries ago, like there was this debate about photographers, that photography is not art. So I think that people just have to accept, what is the point of fighting with progress? It's like if you put water behind in something and it keeps adding up to it, it's going to leak out from somewhere. You cannot contain progress in anything, even if everybody stands in front of it. This is progress. Now, some people are making magic with it. It's like just having a pencil. You give a pencil to a talented artist and they create something just with a pencil, and it's wonderful. And somebody who doesn't know what to do can't even draw a straight line. It's the same with AI. Somebody just gives a prompt, something comes, chooses, a style, and thinks they're creating art. But there are people who are creating wonderful things, astonishing things in leaps and bounds with AI. And I think a lot of the people who are against it are very ignorant. Like if you have a I'm not saying everybody, but I have met people that they do not know anything about art history. They're not good artists themselves, and they feel intimidated because they're not good artists. If you're a good artist, there's no reason to be intimidated. You should actually embrace it, find yourself in it. So for me, it was good. I actually created some works that, like, if this is 15% AI, I have works that are maybe 90% AI. That was how much, I enjoyed it. But now I'm back to making works that are 0% AI. It's just like something you try and you find your language with it. But I think people who are against it are intimidated, probably the same way that they were intimidated by refrigerators at the time. You can't, yeah, they win everything, like with coffee, everything in the history of humankind. They get intimidated with everything new. It's from ignorance. That is how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think you're on point with this. I've been dabbling with AI myself, and I tend to. It's interesting what you said when it came to the copyrights, especially if you're looking for some sort of art for a collage piece, or sometimes when I put together graphics, or I have an idea for a show, or even my own art, I might need something And you know, it's like, okay, I need this, but this is obviously from, you know, maybe the Nintendo site. So let me go back and see if AI can deliver something very interesting that would help me out. You know, and I have used Grok. I've been, you know, venturing into Grok and enjoying it. And it produces some pretty good images, and then it allows you to tailor these images. And if you're in a position where you can't get something to be part of your work, AI could be an excellent option to implement that piece into your art, right? So I think if you view it in terms of a tool, and that's something that can help assist for you to create your final masterpiece, I think you're right on the money with that. I have the work up also on Foundation, so I want to say congratulations on your sale for that as well. I see it over here on Foundation. Netta, really quickly, how can people find you? You know, how can they reach out? What's the best way to contact you, reach out to you, possibly see more of your art? Why don't you give them that information?
They can find me on Instagram and on Twitter, and then all of my links are there as well. So if they wanted to reach out or something, they could find me there on X and Instagram.
Okay. Give me 1 second just to show everybody now. Okay, guys, so this is her X page, which you can find right here. And then on her X page, she also has a link tree. Her link tree will bring you to a lot of where her marketplaces are. She has Salvor, Exchange, Maker's Place, Object, Foundation. And then also you can find her Instagram here as well, but we'll bring it up on screen for everyone to see. This is her gram right here. So not difficult to find at all. Okay, Netta, hang on 1 second while I bring that photo back up. No, not that. Let's see, where did that photo go? And then we can close out. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm gonna bring this back up. I'm gonna set the screens back to normal. I'm gonna move the camera back. There we go. Okay. Okay. Double screen. Perfect. Okay. Netta, before we say goodbye, which I don't think we will ever say goodbye, because I have a feeling you'll be on some more shows. But before we say goodbye on this show, maybe you could leave us with a couple words of inspiration for other artists out there, other women artists, Iranian artists possibly, you know, whatever comes to mind, or just maybe plain artists in general, women artists in general. I know the NFT world can be I know the art world can be a roller coaster ride of emotions at times. And I know a lot of people tend to, if they don't see that success right away, they lose hope, you know. And so maybe you could share some words of inspiration, because you've clearly had a very successful run with your art for as long as you have. So I think there's a lot here that you can inspire. So why don't you take it from there, Netta? Go ahead.
I think the first thing that I want to say is that nobody knows you as well as you know you. So you are the one who decides who you're going to be in your life. And up to an age, they can dictate it to you, but it's better to try and fail and than to, you know, just waste your life being something that makes you unhappy on a daily basis. As an artist, some days you're happy, some days you're sad, some days you're sad and happy in the same day, but you're you know, you are nourishing the creative side of yourself, and you're experiencing life and working about your life and leaving your life story for people to understand who you were. But if it makes you unhappy to do something else, stick to art. But it's not going to be easy. I always say this. You have to find a balance. For instance, if you have sales, you have to put some of it aside. And if you're not having sales, you must find a way to do some things that you can have income. actually the percentage of people who are very successful being artists, just artists, are not a lot. So have that in mind, that sometimes you have to do other stuff as well to get by, but the main focus is always creating art. I remember one of my friends lived in Paris, and her neighbor was this very old painter who died without fame, and when they found the body, the paintbrushes were still wet. But he was always happy because he believed that he was here to be a painter. The financial status of the thing is something, and the spiritual is something else, and you have to try and find a balance with what makes you happy. It was that for me. Like, I could have been successful in other things. Everybody thought I was very super smart, and they came to me with job opportunities, and when I said no, they would say, oh, you're so smart, why don't you study this and be that? But for me, I had this calling to be a painter, and even if I didn't make money, I mean, just painting would make me happy. It's very contradictory how to say. You have to have it in you to understand it. It's like telling somebody, why do you want to be a nun? Why don't you want to have sex or give it up or not have children and live in a convent? And then they would say, I had this calling. I had, and they would say, what is this calling? And they probably cannot do. If they say, like, I heard the voice of God, they would say, oh, you're crazy. But having a calling is something very eternal. You understand that you should just do this, and it may be wrong. And in other people's, I just want to say this: rules are meant to be bent and broken by some people in the society. Following what everybody else does is good for keeping the norm in the society, but the people who are different must live differently to be happy. So, and some of those people are the artists. That is how I feel about it.
Okay. Very wise words, Netta, as usual. I want to say congratulations on your work of art being part of Linked by Art, Linked by Love exhibit, and also part of the Fer Cagliani community and curation for that section. So I want to say congratulations on the success and then all the success of the Super Community '06 Gallery. This is our last show of the of all the communities that took part in the gallery. So I want to say congratulations, and I look forward to seeing your continued success.
Thank you so much. I hope to be on a show with you again. It's always fun. And I always want to thank Fer as well. Like, being curated by an artist that is very talented, very hardworking, and very serious. I always have a tendency to be attracted to very, very strong women, in the world of art. It makes me feel safe and happy. And I like people who do not, praise you. Just, we have this thing that people say things that are not true. Oh, you're great, you're this, you're that. But Fer is not like that. So when she chose me, I knew that it was really because she liked my art, not just because we know each other, we're friends, and it was an honor to be included. And I just want to thank her as well, and thank you again for having me on the show.
You're welcome, Netta. You could you don't have to hang around. I know you're a little under the weather, but I hope you feel better. And we will talk when you are feeling better. Take care, Netta.
Bye bye.
Okay. All right, guys. So that is Netta. You guys had a chance to meet Netta. Let me put this. Whoa. What is? That's the wrong one. Okay, I'm having a rough time with these controls today. Okay, so that you guys got a chance to meet Netta. Let's bring up her. Let's make sure you guys know where you can find her. So on X, you can find her at NTAVALLAEE, N Tavali. And then you can also find her on IG at NEDATAVALLAEE. You can find her both places. Okay. Our next artist up, Woman NFT. Woman NFT, I believe she brought, Stacy. I believe Stacy had sent us some videos. So I'm going to bring up those videos, and while I do that, I'll talk to you guys. Hang on. She sent us 3 videos, so let me bring those up. I got to tell you, I worked on this glare behind here, guys. I shit you not. I got a sheet. There's no sun, and the light is just too powerful. And then I also bumped up the light. But it seems like, I don't know, I can't seem to beat the glare, which might call for a new, we might be calling for a new set. All right, hang on 1 second, guys, while I bring up Stacy's. Okay, we got her videos. Yes. Is this the first one?
NFT.
Okay, hang on. Let's bring that open.
Hi, everyone.
Whoop.
I'm Woman NFT.
Okay, how are we going to do this? Even if we bring this over, well, I can't bring that up. So I got to give her full screen. Okay. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring her up. There we go. And then what's the best way to do this? I'll bring her up there. Yeah, okay. And then I will full screen her. And okay, we have Stacy who sent us some videos. And here we go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Woman NFT. So good to be here with y'all. Thank you so much, Linked by Art, Fer Curtates, for curating my art into this gallery. I'm super grateful to be here. Just kind of want to tell you all a little bit about myself and my art, my piece that's in this curation. I am a traditional artist. I've been an artist my whole life since I was a child, traditionally drawing and painting. And I got into the NFT community in 2021. I discovered this avenue to link with other artists and collectors from all over the world using crypto to get my art out there. I delved into digital art at that time, started drawing digitally, and after that got into AI and a little bit of photography thrown in there, a little bit of mixed media. But yeah, that's pretty much my background.
Okay. Hang on.
Hi, everyone.
Hang on 1 second, guys, while I reset this up. I don't know if X is going to allow me to do this. Let's see. Okay, so next to Stacy right now. Hang on, let me change the screen back to, there we go. Let's bring up this. I don't know if this is going to allow me to do it.
Self-love
No,
that I was
it's not going to allow me
focusing
to do
on
it.
that.
Come on, X. Get your shit together.
So a little bit about my
How am I going to bring this up back and forth? Picture in picture, perhaps. Let's see. Maybe. Okay. I can't make this any bigger, right? No. Maybe I could bring her work of art up next to her. Maybe that I can do. Let's see if that works. Okay. All right, this is gonna, yeah, okay, this works. This works. Let me bring this up and over. And, okay. There we go. All right. This is her work of art, Self-Love. And yeah, let's hear what she has to say.
So a little bit about my piece that is in this gallery that's all about love, which is one of my favorite subjects. So my piece is called Self-Love. It's a digital painting that I did in Procreate, And I did this during a time in my life that I was going through a difficult period and doing a lot of self-exploration and really just focusing on myself and loving myself, taking care of myself, doing a lot of hiking, eating well, meditation, spiritual journey. And I decided to create this piece celebrating that self-love that I was focusing on at that time in my life. So I did this digital painting of this woman with a little bit of a spicy take on it, like I do in my art. But yeah, really just celebrating the love of self and focusing on what's important within in order to live a full life. And when I was selected for this gallery, I was so grateful to Fer. We have a great relationship. She is a painter as well, and we connected through that, through our medium, and we're great friends now. So I'm very grateful to her and look up to her and her experience in the traditional art world. And yeah, love yourself, y'all.
Okay, so this is her work of art. It can be found on Foundation as well. Congratulations on, yes, is it owned by, okay. Her work of art can be found on Foundation. It's self-love. I'm going to open it up full screen so you guys can see. There we go. All right. And, okay. And then what we will do, we have one more video from her, and we will bring up that video. Hang on.
So a little bit about my piece.
Okay, let's bring this up.
I'm available for commission.
There we go.
As far as how to connect with me, of course, I'm always available on Twitter. And yes, I still call it Twitter. That's probably the best way to get in touch with me. I have a website, womannft.net. I'm also on Warpcast, Instagram, Telegram, all the socials.
All right, let's pause there. Let's bring up her. It's a little difficult when it comes to vertical videos, but what we're going to do right now is we're going to bring up her pages that she spoke about. This is her X page. This is on her X page. She has her link tree. On her link tree, you can find all of her marketplaces. On her marketplaces, also, she mentioned she's located on IG as well. So this is her IG. I think I got everything right. Yes, this is her IG. You can see more of her art on IG. I think that actually, do we have a whip video of this? No. I thought we had a whip video. Okay. You can see more of her art on IG. And then, yes, a link tree and X. Okay. All right. That's everything. Let's, I think she should say, okay, perfect. Good.
My art can be found on Super Rare, Foundation, Object. I have all my links in my Twitter account, so feel free to browse through there. I'm available for commissions. Contact me via DM. My DMs are always open. And any opportunities, I'm always willing to listen and see if it's something that I vibe with and explore new frontiers in the crypto art world. So thank you again for listening and for curation in this gallery and this opportunity. and I'll talk to y'all soon.
Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. While I bring this back. Oh. Okay. Okay. So you guys just heard from Stacy and her work of art, Self-Love. Stacy can be found on X at Woman NFT at WOMAN NFT. She could also be found on IG by Art ART period by Stacy BYSTACY. Okay. Our next artist up, Draws by MV. Okay. Give me a second. Let me set that up. I think we have a video from her as well. Not sure if it's a video or an audio file. Okay. Video, audio file. Give me a second while I set this up. Okay. Video, audio file. Where is my folder? There we go. Yes, we do. Okay, perfect.
Hi, I'm Maria Verde.
Okay. Okay. Hang on 1 second while we bring this up. Yeah, wait, how am I going to do this? Okay. Draws by MV. Double screen. Okay. Hang on 1 second, guys. Here we go. Okay. Okay.
Hi, I'm Maria Verde. I'm a Venezuelan digital artist, and I share my emotions and personal experiences in my illustrations and poems. I talk about issues not normally accepted in society, such as depression, eating disorders, feminism, among others. Mi mejor compañía, or my best company, is a piece that talks about.
Okay, hang on 1 second, guys. I'm going to bring this up next to her. Close this, close this. Close this, close this. Okay. Her work of art, which is, let's bring this up right here. There we go. Okay, and then I also want to bring this up on object. Okay, so here it is. Here is her work of art on object. I think object allows you to make it screen, which is perfect. Okay, mi mejor compañía. Where is her video file? Oof. Okay. There we go. Okay. Maria is now going to speak a little bit about her work of art. Hang on while I change the screens. Perfect. And then let's bring this up as well. Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Company is a piece that talks about self-love and how much I have learned to be okay with myself and with my company. It's a piece that talks Mi mejor compañía, or my best company, is a piece that talks about self-love and how much I have learned to be okay with myself and with my company. The translation to the poem would be something like, I find my best company among the lonely and cold four walls. I see it in the windows of the cars, reflecting my lonely step. I am my best company. You can find me anywhere as Draws by NB, Maria Verde, Draws by NB. My artworks are mainly on object, but you can find in my Linktree all my pieces. My words of inspiration to other artists would be to always seek.
Okay. Hang on, Maria. Okay, so she had mentioned that the best way to find her is, I got a lot of windows open, guys. You guys gotta be patient here, so I gotta make sure I get everything right. Okay, let's close that. Let's close this. We're done here. Okay, so what do I want to do? Okay, so this is her work of art that can be found on Object, along with the poem accompanied to the right. You heard her speak about it. Other works of art that also she said she could be found on Object mainly. Okay, awesome. Let's bring her, I'm going to bring up her object page, which is right here. This is her object. So more of her art can be found on her object, as well as her poems, different works of art. I am also going, she mentioned that X was the best way to contact her. On her X, that is her X right there. Okay, so you can find her on X. And then also on X, she has a link tree. Her link tree, no, this is not her link tree. Hang on. Where did this come from? Okay, wrong link tree. Okay, on her X, she has a link tree, which you can also find her on, yes. Oh, what is this? No, that's not it. Okay, I'm confused. I got mixed up in my windows. Okay, on her link tree, you can find her X. Let's bring up her Instagram. You can find her on Instagram as well. If you'd like to see more of her art on Instagram, this is her Instagram. Also, her portfolio, which is on Tumblr. She has a hug, where you can find more of her art and her updates. All right. Directory.art. And then also her NFT collection and more of her art, which can be found on Object. And she has some more links here if you want to explore a little bit more. It also seems like she has some on cyber galleries. And then her art and some poetry is here as well. So there's plenty here. And then, like she said, this is her IG, which you can find her on IG, and you can see more of her work on IG. Okay. All right. And, yeah, okay, I think that covers everything. Yeah, okay, awesome. So let's bring her back and have her close out. Okay, perfect. Okay, Maria.
Words of inspiration to can find in my Linktree all my pieces. My words of inspiration to other artists would be to always seek to be genuine in our creations. It is very powerful to show our true selves through art. Thank you.
Okay. That is Maria. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me bring back to the main camera. Let me bring back to the main scene. Okay. Okay, guys. So you just heard from Maria, and you can find her on X and IG. At X at Draws by MV, DRAWS by MV. And then also you could find her on IG at Draws by MV. Same name, both platforms. And then you can find her link tree. You can find more of her art. Okay, that is Maria's work of art that we just saw. Next artist up, which is Shurovich. Shurovich, I believe, is a photographer. Okay, we have 3 videos from him, I believe. Yeah, we do. So let me cue those videos up, and let's meet Shurovich. Okay, you guys got me working today. All right, Alexander. Let's make sure.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, where are you? How come I don't see you? Let me get this Teams. Okay, let me close this. Oof. This. I don't need this, and this. Okay, this is good. Go. Alexander's work of art which is Love Is. I'm going to bring that up now. And then we're going to bring up, let's see, where are his, there we go. Yeah, okay, there we go, we got him. Okay. This is Alexander. Let's bring Alexander on, and we'll introduce you to Alexander. Yeah, good. Okay. Hey, Alexander, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm so sorry I wasn't able to attend. I really wanted to, but I'm traveling. I'm currently at China on my photo trip, and time difference is about 12 hours between me and you. So proposed time was 2 a.m. for me. It's like no way. If it was at home, it's another question. So I would answer the questions, and to start with introduction. Who I am? I'm Alexander. I am a software engineer in my daily life, and out of my daily life, out of my work life, and out of my family life, I'm a photographer. Photography is not my hobby. Photography is my passion. I love what I'm doing. I invest a lot of time, a lot of money into it. It's my passion. All that I think about when I have some spare time is photography. I got into photography a few years ago. It's something about 7 years. I got into photography 7 years ago. It started when I went through a really painful divorce. When I got big trauma, I was depression, and what I started to do, I started to hike. And when I hiked, it was great feelings. I wasn't depressed. It was really good for me. But when I went back home, my depression was came back. So in order to remember those feelings and to feel them again, I started to make photos. Just to have those memories with me. I started to make photos with phone, and when I came back, it was flat, no emotions and nothing. And it wasn't enough. And I bought a camera. I bought a simple Nikon for amateurs, for starters. And at first I was shocked, like, why it's even worse than my phone photos? But when I read that photography is, you can post-process your photos and to add colors to it. And I tried, and basically I was lost. I understand that, like, I can take it and to not even remember those memories, but to modify them, to enhance them, to make them better. And post-processing is one of the part of my photography. It's inseparated. I do post-processing a lot. It can take hours. So you can call me digital photographer, you can call me traveler photographer, landscape photographer, whatever I want. I call myself artist with a camera, because what I'm doing is little beyond the simple photography. My favorite technique is time blending. It's when I go to the location, I stand in the location and I shoot the changing time of the day, like sunset to the night to the sunrise. Days and night sometimes, and afterwards blend everything together in the Photoshop. I start with Lightroom, simple post-process Lightroom, and afterwards I make it to Photoshop. I travel a lot. A lot. Everything is relative, right? I try to travel at least like 3-4 countries in the year. My ultimate lifetime goal is to visit every country in the world. You have 193 right now in the world, and I visited about, I don't know, 30. So I have a schedule for the next 40, 50 years. Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, you're very welcome. Let's close this and bring up his next video. Where is your next video? Okay, there we go. Let's bring this up. Okay, this is giving me some problems. I see. Okay, there we go.
Bye.
Okay, hang on. Let me, oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Hang on one second, guys, while I move this screen around. We have his work of art, Love Is, next to us. We're going to bring him up. There we go. Perfect. Yeah. Okay. And then let's bring this up. Okay. His photograph, Love Is to his right, his work of art, and he's about to speak about that now. All right. Here we go.
Bye. I forgot there are two more questions to answer. So my next question is about my current work that I submitted and was selected, and it's a honor. It's a big honor for me to be accepted. Like big pleasure, big honor. So thank you a lot. The work I submitted, it's called Love Is. It was taken at Slovenia. I will. It will longest timeline that I ever did. It's a photo from the sunrise. From the sunset to the sunrise. It's more than 12 hours of consistently shooting. Just one moment. When I say 12 hours of shooting, it doesn't mean that I put everything together into it for 12 hours shooting. It means that I use photography from sunset to the sunrise. In this work was used 55 shots in order to blend everything together. One shot from the sunset, one shot from the sunrise, and all others is star trails. The place is really it's very familiar across the world. You can Google it. It's called I don't remember how it's called. It's located in Spišnik, Slovenia. The fun thing why it took me so long to do it. It wasn't my intention to stay there so long time. The fun thing that my hotel was cancelled at the last moment, and I had no place to go to sleep. That's why I stayed over there and literally slept near the shooting place. But I love the final result. I really love it. It's my best work that I did so far. I tried to beat it for couple of years without any success. so far it's my best work. I have won with it multiple international competitions. It was exhibited in multiple countries: Indonesia, New York, Israel, Budapest, I think, Paris, a lot of places, and yeah, and that's it. The name. The name was inspired. Fun thing, when I was a kid, we had bubble guns that called Love Is. So the shape of a heart in this work reminds me of it, and the title went from here. This is it. Sometimes crazy things can be created absolutely unexpectedly. We just need to use every opportunity that we have, and sometimes miss luck or no luck, it's actually a luck in something else. So thank you.
Okay, guys, that is his work of art. Love is. We're gonna bring up. I want to make sure this. Okay, hang on one second while I bring up his third video, guys. Love is. I'm wondering if we have. Okay.
Again, the last week.
All right. Hang on one second. So this is his work. Oof. Let's see. Okay, we got everything right. Okay, everything's right. Right. Excellent. Okay. What I want to do is I want to bring up his X and his how to contact him next. But we seem to have dropped a feed somewhere, and I'm not sure where we dropped this feed. Okay, let's. I'm gonna bring up his. Here we go. I think this is. Here we go. This is this X. Okay. Pretty sure he's gonna direct us to X and IG. But we'll bring this up, and then we have his. Okay. Okay.
Thing, last again, the last thing, last answer, last question. So, how you can contact me and everything like this. My nickname, my username is Shurevich. Shurevich is across everywhere I go. It's unique username, only me. So if you see, it's shurevich.com, shurevich@gmail.com. Instagram Shurevich, X Shurevich, Discord Shurevich, everywhere. You just look for Shurevich and you will find me. I open for collaboration, I open for private discussions. Anything you have in mind, you can contact me and answer me. I'm more responsive in direct messages than in public tagging me. So if you really want to get something from me, just contact me, and I will happy to discuss. And what can I say?
Okay. Hang on. Okay, guys. So this is his X, right next to him. This is the X, the best way to contact him that he had mentioned. On his X, he has a link tree as well. It has more of his art. If you want to check out more of his art, which I suggest you do, I would check out more of his works of art or photos. Very great photographer. This is his IG, and I wish I could have shown this a little bit more, but unfortunately we don't have that much time. But if you want to check out more of his art, I would suggest maybe popping in on his IG or any of the other links. Very good photographer. So you can check out some of his photos, which I'm going to flick through really quickly, which I would suggest you guys check out. I'm a photographer, so these are some great pictures that he has captured. I'm going to close this, but just to give you guys an idea on how to reach him, you can connect to his Linktree, and you can see more of his work on Drip, on Exchange Art, on Object, as well as Wallet Bubbles, and then also connect with him on his other socials, which are right here. But this is his X, and this is his IG. Okay, I'm going to open this back up, and I'm going to double guest. And then double screen. There we go. Perfect. And then main full guest. Okay. And then we are going to close out on some inspirational words. All right.
To our artists, guys, I don't know how you do it and what you're doing. I can speak only myself, but photography, it's my passion. I love to do what I do. It doesn't matter how much sales or not sales I have. Like it's not my profited all the amount I've spent into photography. It's like I can't ever get a profit from it because it's much more expensive. But I love what I'm doing. It's my passion. It's everything what I think on my during even in the work times. All I'm thinking about it's photography and how I can go to the next location. Where will be my next location? I recently calculated how many countries in the world and how much I have to spend my life if I go like 3 or 4 countries each year. And okay, I have a busy schedule until I get 90 for the next 50 years. It's gonna be fun. One more time, thank you for having me. Thank you for having this opportunity. And love you all. See you around the world. Bye bye.
Okay. Main. Okay. All right. So that right there is you got a chance to meet. We dropped the feed because apparently there was some nudity, but I guess I wasn't paying that close of attention. Okay. You got a chance to meet Alexander? Yes, Alexander. And see his work, see his art, see his photography. Okay. You can find more of his art. Both names are actually the same at Shurovich, which is at SHURIVICH. You can find him on IG and X as well. Finally, for our last artist up, Ricardo Takamura. Okay. Ricardo Takamura has sent us some words to be read, which Fer will read. And as she reads, we will bring up Ricardo Takamura's page and his art. Okay. Fer, are you out there?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome back. Give me 1 second to bring everything together. I was having a little bit of confusion. Apparently, Twitch has banned me again. Twitch does not like nipples. So Twitch does not like anything. Let me bring this back. I thought we lost the entire feed for everything, but no, we're good. So let me bring up Ricardo's work. Okay, perfect. There we go. And I don't think we have this anywhere. No. Okay, I want to close that. I want to close that. And I want to close that. Okay, I want to close that. All right, very good. I'm going to bring this up high res. And I'm missing a few more windows. Where are we? Where is my last bit of artists? Here we go. Okay. I'm going to bring Ricardo over here. I'm going to bring his link tree over here as well as his. Okay, we got everything. All right. Fer, are you prepared and ready to read?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'm going to tell you when. Hang on. Okay. Should I do it like this or should I show off some of his art? I'm just going to show off some of his art while you read. Okay, we'll leave his X next to him. And then let's open this up. And then we'll introduce his photo. Okay. All right, guys. So Fer will be reading for Ricardo Takamura. Okay. So whenever you're ready, Fer.
Okay. So I wish I could mimic his voice because it's all written in the first person, so it's going to sound a little funny. But let's go. So he says, I started taking pictures 17 years ago, but it was in 2012 when I bought my first DSLR camera that everything changed for me. I discovered long exposure photography almost by accident when I tried to photograph my cat on a full moon night in my backyard. When the photo came out, everything looked like day, and I was enchanted by the camera's ability to photograph this light that we can't see. After that, remembering my childhood on a farm where I spent nights and nights admiring the sky, I started looking at the sky once again and photographing the stars. I spent years doing this and specialized in this type of photography, leading workshops and photographic expeditions around the world ever since. My work's about this, a bit of my childhood passion for the mysteries of the night and sci-fi films, and this fascination with a light that we could not see naturally. And over time, I have been adding my own light to my work using flashlights and tools that I developed especially for this purpose. Here in the country where I live, it is very difficult to find this type of equipment. And today my work is light, the light of the stars, the light of the night we cannot see, only through the camera, and a light that I create, whether with flashlights or drones, or any other type of light source that I find. And with this, I try to get closer to film photography, creating frames frozen in time of a moment of rest and contemplation. So that was the first question.
Okay.
And if you want me to talk about him at all, I actually know him personally. He's Brazilian as well. So let's go to the second question, which is regarding the picture that I selected for this show.
Okay, I have Nibbana up right now, and go ahead.
Okay. So he says, this piece was photographed at the Nibbana no Sato Flower Park in Japan. I found out about this park while visiting a relative, and we traveled there to visit it, which was all lit up for the winter festival. When we got there, it was raining heavily, and we could barely enjoy the park, but the light reflection of the ground started to enchant me. It was very difficult to take pictures because it was raining heavily. So I went out with the camera inside my shirt and my cell phone in my hand. When I passed through this tunnel of light, the scene enchanted me. Oh, sorry, I read that already, sorry. After a while, I thought I should go back to this place, and I stood there in the rain, waiting for something to happen. Since it was raining, the park was empty, and I saw this couple arriving and started following them to take pictures. I took off my raincoat to protect my camera and took this picture. I came back completely soaked after being there in the rain for half an hour and for a while without my raincoat, but I was happy with this picture. They're only of my few works with the human factor in them, and even more so depicting a love scene. So that was his words about this piece.
Okay.
And yeah, and then he has information about how to find him and his inspiration. So we can get to that when you're ready.
I'm looking. I don't know if is this piece minted by any chance? Do you know?
It is.
Do you happen to remember by any chance where it might be minted?
I think this one was actually on Rodeo. Oh. I'm not sure, but I think it is an edition, and I think I have one.
Okay, let me see if I could find the mint. I don't see his Rodeo link. Let me check, see if maybe by any chance he put this on. No, he did not.
Well, while you look for something, I'll just share that he was about to quit NFTs back, like I think it was, I don't know, 2022 or something. Was not, it was not the time to quit. But anyway, I purchased one of his editions when no one was doing editions at the time, and he had this piece which is called Across the I think this is the one that you were scrolling on his feed. And he made that piece to raise funds to support cats that he got these cats that had problems and they need caring. And I didn't realize, but he had never had a sale at that point, and I happened to be his first collector. And after a while, I ended up getting his Genesis piece, which was another one, its own foundation. And I don't know, like I just love his work, got the chance to meet him in person, like several of the other artists that we had today on the show. And I just find he's absolutely fascinating. And he even taught me night photography. So I'm very grateful for him.
I have a website. Yeah, so I don't. I'm not going to waste too much time on trying to find where this is located. I'm on his website. Let's see if I could locate this shot really quickly. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was just hoping to maybe find it really fast, but okay. Oh yeah. All right. So maybe we should. Yeah. Why don't we let everybody know the best way to contact him, that he would prefer, and yeah. Why don't we do that? Go ahead.
Yeah, so you can find him on X as Ricardo Takamura, which is the X that you have open there. I think the pronunciation for Americans would be Ricardo Takamura. And on Instagram as well, his work is more organized, he says, and it is the same handle. And if you prefer, you can visit the website, which is also the same, ricardotakamura.com. And he has a link fire, which is, I believe, is the link on his profile, which is linkfire.com/Ricardo Takamura. It's always going to be Ricardo Takamura. So you can contact him through any of those places.
Okay. What I want to do real quick is, give me 1 second just to do this real fast. Okay, guys. So on the screen right now, you will see his X. This is his X. This is how you can reach out. You will see him, contact him, see more of his. He said this is a good place for him to be contacted. This is his link fire as well. On his link fire, it has his website. So I'm going to open up his website as well as his Instagram link is down here as also. So you can find his Instagram if you want to see more of his art. Another incredible photographer here. As well, so you could see more of his photography here. Two great photographers. You do have this curation thing on point. I have to applaud you for. All right, yeah, nice, yeah. I'm a photographer, but I'm so meticulous when it comes to. What I like, and you have two great photographers on here. So, yeah. Okay, so this is his website as well where he could be found. And then, okay, so Instagram, website, his link fire tree, and then his link. Okay. I think we got everything covered. Yes.
Just to wrap up on his, what he says his source of inspiration is Ruben Wu, who was unintentionally responsible for him being in the space.
I knew it. I had a feeling. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
So that's it. That was all that he sent us on file.
Okay, yeah, I had a feeling Ruben Wu had some influence on him. I don't know why. So I was going to say it, and I bit my tongue on it, but I had a little bit. When he said, when you read the part about the drones and lighting and his photography, my first thought was, I wonder if Ruben Wu had inspired him. And then taking a look at more and more of his work, it's amazing how you could see the inspiration of another artist in another artist. The two completely different photographer types, but you can certainly see the influences. It's interesting because we were in a space yesterday talking about imitation. And I don't find it to be imitation. I find it to be inspiration with a twist or with your own creativity. Otherwise imitation would just be copying. And I don't get that feeling from him. However, I do see the influence from other art, from Ruben Wu and his photography as well. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Don't go anywhere. I'm just going to close out the artists, and that's it. That's all we have from him, correct? We don't have any more?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Oh, look at this. Okay, look at that. All right. So interesting learning about new artists. All right, give me 1 second just to close out on Ricardo. And I will be right back, and then we will close out and show some of your links. We'll show your website. All right. Okay, guys. So that is Ricardo Nakamura. You had a chance to see some of his art as well as his featured artwork. He can be found at RICARDOTAKAMURA. And it's the same for both IG and X. Okay. All right, guys. So those are our artists, featured artists, and featured artworks, in which you got to meet all of the artists. You got to hear from them as well. Okay. We're going to bring Fer back up now, and we're going to close out. We're going to bring her up. Let's bring her up, and then I know we have some links and a few things that she wanted to show. We're going to do that right now. Let's bring her up. Okay, there you are. Very good. Let me close this. And let's bring you back up. Perfect. Okay. Double guest. Okay. All right, Fer. So that was your curations of the 6 artists and all their artworks. We got a chance to meet them and see all their art and check them out. I know you had a few links as well as a website and stuff that we talked about. I know here you had sent a link or two, and then also, I'm not, is this an On Cyber digital gallery? I'm not sure, but why don't I let you talk? I got you on the screen. Is there any, I know you have a website as well, so what, what should we bring up?
Okay, well, you can bring up I just sent a link on the DM group. It's the Fer Curtates on my website. So I think that's a good piece of information to talk about me as a curator. And before we wrap up on anything that is related to me, I just wanted to say, I had a friend that once made a comment how I always call my artists, and I really feel that way, like whenever I curate, it's kind of like they're like my children. I love them, and I could talk about each of them for hours because I follow what they do. I know their works. I know some works by title. I'm really like, I love their work. I know their process because I interview them. I want to know how they create their art, and it is something that really makes me happy. I love doing this. So I wish there was a sponsor, someone really wealthy that said, Fer, all you have to do now is curate and take care of artists, and we'll take care of your bills. That would be like the dream scenario for me. But in the real world, I keep doing this for fun, just because I love them.
I think you're doing a great thing. I've often said, there's been times where I said to myself, I'd be great at curation. I would love to put a gallery. As artists, I think real, genuine artists know how to appreciate and love and recognize other artists. And their art, where I think there's no jealousy, there's no upset, there's no green eyes. When you're genuinely, when you're confident in you and your art and who you are, I think that it just, you know that you're gonna get somewhere right? You know that you're confident about you. And so therefore you're confident about everyone else's art, which allows you then to, promote it and talk about it and cheer about it. And so I love that, and I've said so many times, I'm like, man, if I had a chance to put together a gallery of artists that I love, and so I know that feeling, and I know how that feels, because just listening to you talk right now, and you're like, I say my artists, and it feels that way, especially when you put together a beautiful display or you put together a digital gallery and you see all of your choices on the wall as if it was like your home. And if this was my home, I would hang all this art at home. And, and it allows you to become such a big fan of other artists. And that's such a great thing to see. So, it bleeds probably through my eyes during the show. Because I feel like we used to do these spotlight shows, and then Sketch had approached me about doing a community show. And this community show has given me such a chance to meet all the community leaders, to meet all these different artists. And every show is more exciting than the next, because it's just like, who do we got? Who do we got? And it's like going through a flea market and then like finding like this rare diamond or these gems. And it's like, oh, look at this, look at this, And so I'm a photographer. And so whenever photographers come up, I gleam up a little, and I'm like, oh, so yeah, I understand that passion. Okay, what do I want to, let's bring up your website next to you right now. Yeah, okay, we're going to move you over here, and then we're going to double up. Okay, perfect. Okay. I have on your screen next to you is your website. And then also, I do believe I have your X lingering around somewhere. I know I do. Let me close this. Okay. Your website is open to the left of you. I just got to find your, let's see, I got to find everything. Okay, here we are. Is this the rest of it? This is the rest of it. No, these are the streams. Okay, where are you? It doesn't matter. I'll just bring you up. All right, let's bring your X up. Home. Fer. There we go. I got your X. Okay, so I have your X. I have your website. Okay, and then I also have. Okay, I guess that leads to the website as well. XYZ is the website link, yes?
Yes, that is the personal website, but I do have a store that is fercurtates.com. Not that it means anything to anyone here, but I do have merch and I sell products.
Fer, is there anything that you would like to point out on your website?
Well, on my website, you can find anything that you want to know about me. I haven't been posting so much on X for several months. One reason was, well, actually for over a year and a half. One reason was work related. I couldn't really post anything personal because I was representing a place, and it was a conflict of interest. So I became very quiet on X. You can find me a lot more on Warpcast, which is a place that we went there at one point when we're looking for a place that was better than X. And I don't know, I just happened to be there as well. And if you look me up online, you're going to see that my handle is Fercurtates everywhere except for X, because when I signed up for the first time on X, I don't know, like when it was Twitter 15 years ago, there was someone that had already taken Fer Curtates, and the account has no activity. I tried to reach out to Twitter, they won't let me use it, but I ended up creating Fer Curtates art when I started with NFTs, just to have something that would mention people that I am an artist. And, it turns out that on X, I'm more of a community leader and collector more than, an artist. But anyway, it says Fer Cadiano Art on X. Everywhere else is Fer Cadiano, and that's it. You can find me in most socials. Not that I use them all, but I am there.
Okay, so I know we'll bring up your Instagram. We'll bring up the website. Let's bring up. Okay, so this is the personal website that we have next to her, guys. This is the Instagram. Let's see. Let me bring this up again. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Let me get everything coordinated here. Okay, this is her personal website, along where you can find the curation, as well as more information, art, NFTs, services. You saw me clicking through this as she was speaking. We have her X page right here. And then we also have her Instagram as well, which is here. So 3 places you can easily find her. Okay. Is there anything else that we want to bring attention to at the moment, or?
At the moment, I'd like to let everyone know, for those who haven't heard from me in a while, I relocated to Brazil. I am a dual citizen, so I do hold American citizenship, and I am looking for work. It has to be remote. It has to be remote. Remember, I'm a single mom and I drive my son back and forth from school, so I need to work remote. And I'm open to any work that is related to curation, community management, or art. If you have a commission that you want me to do, I'm happy to do that as well. Art has been the least time that I spent with lately, but is still my passion, and I'll never give up on art. I just decided that it can't be my main source of income. Like most artists know that. I keep telling people, don't make the mistake of being a full-time artist, because it's going to kill your creativity. You need to have art as something that is purely out of your heart. And then your art is still going to be something that you enjoy doing, and it's not something that is going to be made to make a sale. But anyway, that's it. I think we took a lot of time from our audience, and I'll be very happy to talk to people again whenever people approach me. For the first time, I think I'm not attending NFT NYC. If you saw on my website, I've been a speaker for 3 years straight. I actually know some of the people that are there on management, and they send me an email asking why I didn't apply this year. If someone wants to sponsor me to go, I will apply and be a speaker again. Otherwise, I'm not going for the first time since I started in 2021. But that's it. I love my friends that I met through Twitter. Had the pleasure of meeting several people IRL because of the events we attend. From the people we talked about today, I met Stacy, Women NFT. I met Ricardo. I met Alexander out of, like a random place. It was very strange, but it was great to meet him. And who else was, I have not met Foley yet, would love to meet. I have not met Neda yet, would love to meet. And Maria, I just have to say, I was not much into poetry on NFTs. And then I came across her work on like one of the threads that I did. And she created a piece for something I curated. I literally cried like a baby when I read it. And she voices over, like she voices her poem with some images, and I was just like, I was in tears. She's amazing. So anyway, I'm very grateful for all my artists who always are so loving, and I just very grateful for everyone. So thank you.
Okay. We have 2 more questions before we say goodbye. Until Super Community 07. Okay. Before we leave, the first thing I want to say is congratulations for all the success and all the wonderful curation. Not only that, but I didn't even get a chance to really learn about you as an artist. which I would like to do, but we will work on that for another time. And then, that's, I want to congratulate you on a wonderful community show. It was great to learn about these 6 artists. I enjoyed myself very much. And congratulations on the Linked by Art, Linked by Love Super Community Gallery exhibition as well. And so before we say goodbye, maybe some inspiring words for everyone out there, who's part of the scene. And I can't think of 25 years of experience and still here and still plugging away. I would imagine that there's a lot of inspirational words in you, Fer. So why don't you just take it from here?
Okay, I guess I'll circle back to the fact that being a full-time artist is very challenging. And it is something that you will do because you just have no other choice. And I remember watching the movie Frida Kahlo. I don't know if anyone here has watched it, but there's a scene that I always remember that. And she brings her art and presents to Diego, who was her teacher at the time. And she says, "Do you think I have a future here?" And he looked at her and said, like, "I don't care about your painting. If art is something that you can't live with, like it has to be like breathing, it has to be air for your life, like if you, I'm paraphrasing, right?" And then he says, like, if you can't live without it, that's when you do it. So I always remember that because I've tried to quit art ever since I was a kid. My first competition that I won, I was 12. And I didn't take it seriously. I went to marketing as a school because I wanted to make a living, and I wanted to have a salary. It didn't work. Whenever I say I quit, life pushes me back to art. So just make sure that you think of multiple sources of income and be a smart artist. Don't live only off your art, because that is going to drain you and it's not going to make you happy. Because as Neda mentioned, very few artists are successful enough that they can pay their bills only through their art. And we see all these amazing stories and we say, like, we want to be that person, but we have to have a reality check and say, like, to be that person, you don't have to be only an amazing artist. You have to be able to make amazing connections. You have to be able to play the game. Most of us don't like the game. So, and we have a dog saying closing words as well. But that's it. So multiple sources of income. That's the way to go.
Okay. Fer, you have one last question, which is we need a song to close out on. Something that represents you, something that represents your curation, your community, and the artworks and everything that we've done here today.
Okay, as a Gemini who can't even pick something from the menu, I'm vegetarian, and I ask the waiter and say, like, what do you have for vegetarians? I'll take whatever you send me. So I asked my son and said, kiddo, give me a song that you think that represents me and what I do. And he chose a few songs from my playlist, and we ended up going with Royals from Lord. I don't know if you know that song. And I thought that was very, very good because, it talks about, we don't, as artists, like we don't have everything like, it says there is no postcode that people can be envy about. She says, like, she never touched a real diamond. And it says, like, the Mercedes is only on their dreams. And I think most artists have unfortunately, the starving artist persona. And I want that to change. And it will change. But for now, I think that's what we have. And I think it's a good song. I just like that song. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Fer, can you do me a favor? So I'm going to close out the show, and then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna hit the song. We're gonna leave. I'm gonna open up your IG. I want you to just say goodbye real quick, and then you can get on the way. I'm gonna open up your IG and show some stuff to the song, and then close out the show. But while I close out right now, can you just find that link on YouTube and drop it in the DM?
Sure.
Awesome. I will see you. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Don't go nowhere. Okay. All right, guys. So that is Fer and
Yes, I
Fer
the song.
Cagliani. There, you got a chance to meet her community, her curations, and the artists' picks that as well. You got a chance to hear from all the artists and see all the relative works that were a part of this Linked by Art, Linked by Love Super Community 6. Okay, on that note, no show for Friday yet, but I'm working on that. I'd like to change that, so keep an eye out. I should have something pulled together by Friday. Worst case scenario, we'll be back to normal on Mondays and Fridays next week. But if I could make a Friday show happen for a spotlight, I will. And then also TGIF at 1 o'clock, which is one of two spaces that I host with my co-hosts, Son and Alina. And so see all you guys over there. On that note, I think this is our last community show for Super Community 06, Linked by Love, Linked by Art, Linked by Love exhibition. And so it's been an interesting ride. I'm not sure if it's 18, 19, or 20 communities that we did. I know we did 3 communities that were not part of the exhibition, but ended up joining in the whole community show. And so these community shows have taken on a different version of HOP. I do not believe that this will be the end of them. We are always looking to highlight and feature new communities. So if anybody knows a community that might be interested in doing a show, please reach out and contact me. But for now, I could tell you that we have finished with the super community shows. And so there's a couple communities and shows that we'll be putting together. I don't know if we will be consistent on every Wednesday, but you'll see the graphics and you'll see the promotions. So, yeah. And what a fun ride it's been getting to meet all the artists and all the communities and all these guys. So the show will still take place on Mondays and Fridays with our spotlight shows. With an occasional community show. I know we're working on a cat community show. And then I'd also like to maybe reach out to some of the PFP project communities. And if anyone knows a community, feel free to reach out. We're always looking for a new community to feature. On that note, guys, it's Wednesday. It's early over here on our side. But might be a little late on the other side, but it's always good time to create art. So on that note, I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in and saying hello. We're going to close out the show now. We're going to get Fer to say goodbye. And then we're going to let everybody go. But we appreciate all you guys for tuning in and joining the show. Okay. All right. That is my sigh of relief. These shows are always a lot of... there's always a lot of pressure on these shows, especially with so many moving parts. Okay, Fer, let's go. I got you. Oh, here it is. Here's the track. Before we bring this up, 320. Okay. And before we do that, let's say goodbye to everybody. Let's just run through everyone and say goodbye. So what do I want to do? I want to put this on double. Yeah, we'll open her up. Okay, Fer, you're back on, just so you know. So you want to say goodbye to everybody. Now's that chance, Fer.
Okay, well, thanks everyone. Always a pleasure. I haven't been doing lives in a while, but I may bring those back because it's just nice. Thank you all.
Okay. On that note, guys, I want to say goodbye and thank you to everybody for tuning in. Sketch, thank you for tuning in. Linked by Art, good to see you guys. All right. Healer Artist. Yes, good to see you, Healer. Ramazo, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Acid, good to see you. I wish I would have saw you sooner. Good to see you, Acid. Thank you for tuning in. Aria, Jeller, good. Thank you for tuning in. we got Pega. Good to see you, Pega. Thank you very much, Pega. Thank you for tuning in. And over on IG, let's just say hello to everybody real quick. Octagus, Pega's over there. It's just Rihan, Bubba, Rama, Artnaz, Juggler, Dineo, and Zupo, Fatama, Poetic Minx, Shima, Saratoga Photographer, and Zahar. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm not going to thank anybody on Twitch because I think our stream got canceled over there. And one day, who knows, maybe art will be accepted everywhere. But for right now, the art can't get too racy on Twitch. On that note, guys, we're going to tune out. We're going to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for everybody for tuning in. We're going to play this track. And thank you very much. All right, let's go. Let's close out. Put this webcam on. Okay. And then, yeah, there we go.
I've never seen a diamond in the flesh. I cut my teeth on wedding rings in the movies, and I'm not proud of my address. In a torn up town, no postcode envy, but every song's like gold teeth, gray goose dripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like crystal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It's a run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. My friends and I, we've cracked the code. We count our dollars on the train to the party, and everyone who knows us knows that we're fine with this. We didn't come from money, but every song's like gold teeth, gray goose dripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room. We don't care. We're driving Cadillacs in our dreams, but everybody's like crystal, Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It's a run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler.
See everyone on the next one.
And baby, I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. We're better than we ever dreamed, and I'm in love with being queen. Life is great without a care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. It's a run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll
Okay, thank you. I gotta go cook dinner.
let me live that fantasy.
See everybody on the next one. Later.